Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm Arif, your cloud learning journey partner. In today's video, I'm going to talk about AWS ECS, which is stand for Elastic Container Service. So whenever you're dealing with a Docker container, if you want to have a complete Docker orchestration service, then you must have to use AWS ECS. Using ECS, you can deploy your Docker image. It can be scaled up and down using the target group and the load balancer, and all the things can be automated using AWS ECS. In some cases, you don't even need to deploy any servers to run your Docker container. Isn't it cool? So in today's video, I'm gonna discuss it all. We're gonna create AWS ECS Fargate from scratch, and after watching this video, you will have a complete understanding like how to deploy your Docker container in AWS ECS. So before we start the video, I just want to talk about myself. Well, I'm Arif. I do have more than 9 years of experience in cloud computing and cybersecurity. I hold multiple certification in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Besides that, I also have CISSP and CCSP. That we can consider the industry standard of cloud security certification. This channel is all about cloud computing, cybersecurity, and IT career tips. So if you are interested in this topic, this channel is definitely for you. I'm gonna upload a tons of videos, so please like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see my upcoming contents. So without further delay, let's explore the power of AWS ECS service. I have already logged into my AWS account, and from the search menu, let me search for ECS, Elastic Container Service. So in the description, we can see it is written as highly secure, reliable, and scalable way to run containers. So let me open this in a new tab, and here first of all what we need to do is we need to create a cluster, and then inside the cluster then we can create our services where we can deploy our Docker containers. So for this let me just call it test1 as a name of the cluster. And then the infrastructure. So here we do have two options to define the infrastructure. The first option is AWS Fargate, which is serverless that I mentioned. Like here we don't need to have a server to run your container image. So it's more of like a Lambda function kind of feature. So it's pay as you go basis. And the second one is Amazon EC2. So if you are more comfortable to run your container in a EC2 environment, then this is your option. Most of the time nowadays people are focusing more into this AWS Fargate because it's easier to manage, and things are pretty much like following the serverless architecture, which is very cool. So I'm gonna select this option, AWS Fargate. And after that, here comes the monitoring section. So here we can enable container insights. So if we enable this particular feature, then we'll have the matrices related to CPU, memory, disk, and network. So we'll have much more insights over our container images and the Docker services. So this is more of a tutorial, that's why I'm not enabling this feature. The next one is encryption. So here we have to define if we want to use a key to encrypt our managed storage or our Fargate informal storage. Here we have to define it. We can create our AWS keys from AWS KMS, and then we can use it for the encryption. It's very important to use encryption if you are planning to use it for your prod environment, because encryption helps us to from the data loss and data theft. So here we can add some tags. Tags are more of a like we can say it's more of like a label that can help you to identify our resources. So maybe here we can call it name as a key and value as a test. So it follows the key pair value scenario. So now we have all the details in here. If I click here create, so in few seconds we'll have this test1 cluster. Here we go. Now we have this test1 cluster. So now if we want to create some ECS service under this cluster, we can create it from here so that we can deploy our Docker images inside this ECS service. But before we can create an AWS ECS service, first we need to define a task definition. In the task definition, we will define all the necessary requirement, like what should be the CPU, what should be the memory allocation, what kind of Docker we want to run, what kind of and from the Docker image URL. So all the specification we define in here, the task definition, and using that task definition, then we can create an AWS ECS service under the cluster. So let's start with the task definition. So let me click here, create a new task definition. So for this, let's call it test task, and launch type, we should follow this AWS Fargate, because we have created the cluster for AWS Fargate, and this video we are gonna focus on the serverless architecture, so that's why AWS Fargate. And here we have to define the operating system. If we click here under dropdown, you can see we have a Linux, we have Windows Server. I'm just gonna go with the Linux. And then here we have to define the CPU, like what should be the CPU location, what should be the memory allocation. I'm gonna choose this. So the next is the task execution rule. Well, we're good with the basic execution rule, so this named as ECS task execution rule. Here it will have all the basic functional, is basic access to execute this, all the preparation related to this task. And here this is the container section. So under here we can define multiple container if you want to. So for here container 1, it is mentioned as essential. Here we have to name it. Let's go with WordPress. Maybe we want to run a WordPress image in here, and here we have to provide the image URI. So it here we have to mention the exact path where we do have the image. In most of the cases, whenever we are using this ECS, we mainly use AWS ECR, AWS Elastic Container Registry. Here it is. Let me give you a real quick view in here. So here you can store all the images. You can store the images, and you can just pass the URI from here to here to complete this task definition. So for now, I don't have an image in here, so I'm just gonna pass some demo data, like something like demo, to fulfill this image URI field. And then here we have to choose the container port, in which port our container should listen to. So we have to be very careful whenever we're defining this container port. If this port doesn't match with the image, the Docker image port that we have created earlier, there will be a conflict, and our deployment would work perfectly. So here the protocol is TCP or UDP. Most of the time we use TCP, and here we have multiple protocols like HTTP, HTTP2, etc. And here resource allocation, container labels, resource allocation, we can define it if you want to make some adjustment. And also if you want to pass some end variable, maybe some credential or something we need to pass secretly, we can also do that from here. So it's also a good place from where we can pass our environmental variable according to our infrastructure, according to our code. And the next thing is here we can see all the logs collection, like what kind of logs it's gonna collect. All the key pair values are in here, and from here we can get an exact idea of what kind of matrix is it gonna monitor. So here we have some other subsections and some other settings. If we have anything on mind in particular, we can configure it in here. And here under ephemeral storage, it's more of a like and if non-persistent storage, here we can store our data. So let's allocate 21 GB in here. And if you want to add volume for your permanent storage for your Docker container, then you can create a volume and you can mount the volume with this configuration. So for now, I'm not going to create a volume for it. And once we are sure with all the configurations and stuff, then we have to simply click this create button. So now here we can see we do have this nice dashboard for this task, and here we have some information and stuff like that. And now if we want to deploy a service, we can do it from here. So let's click here to create service. And whenever we are gonna create a service, now we have to mention which cluster we need to use to create the service. So here we do have two cluster. We're gonna use this test one, and here automatically it's using the settings and the capacity provider Fargate, because we have defined the cluster as a Fargate cluster, so that's why it's showing Fargate. And application type service, all of this information is coming from the task definition basically. So here's the desired task, how many tasks we want to keep running. If we have a particular number in mind, we can always use it. For production, it's always better to have multiple tasks running at the same time to make sure it's fault tolerant. And here are some other setting. Here we can see some networking setup. So here it's using the default VPC that we have, and it has all the, it has chosen all the subnet groups. It has also a security group attached to it. And if we want to set up a load balancer to distribute the traffic into multiple services equally, then we can also have it. We can also set up auto scaling. So for an example, for some reason, if our ECS service is unhealthy, the auto scaling gonna detect it and it's gonna replace it. And also if there is high spike, maybe we have defined a threshold, like if the ECS service is getting 80% of traffic, then it will spin up a new ECS service to handle new requests. So we can all do all this automation using this auto scaling service. And once we are sure with all the setup, we have to just click create. And first we need to define a name. I missed that part. Test service. And once we click this create, now in the backend, this test service deployment is in progress. So now if we go to these clusters and this test one and refresh it, here we can see we do have this test service and 0/1 task is running. That means right now it's trying to deploy a new task in here. Here you can see it, and it's all healthy. So if you had the repo under ECRP, if you had the Docker image, you could easily deploy the image to this ECS service and run your Docker environment. Congratulations guys for reaching this far of today's video. Today we have seen a demonstration of how to use AWS ECS Fargate to deploy your Docker image. It's very easy to use. Here you can create a complete automated system where we can just deploy your application within few click. So if you guys have any question or any concern related to AWS ECS Fargate, let me know in this comment section and I'm gonna reply you in a very short period of time. If you want me to cover any other topic, also please let me know under this comment section and I'll do that for you. In my future videos, I'm gonna show you like how to monitor this ECS service, how to make sure it's properly secure, and all other nitty-gritty details. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see my upcoming videos. Well, that's all for today. Have a great and wonderful day.